Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. In this lecture, we're going to create a books object. And now this object is going to have different variables that defines a book. However, we're going to be creating this object using BaseModel. BaseModel is from Pydantic. And Pydantic is a data validation and settings management that you can use with Python and type annotations. What makes Pydantic useful is it enforces type hints at runtime, and it provides user-friendly errors when data is being validated and invalidated. So I'm going to show you in this lecture how we can use Pydantic and how to create a books object. Now the first thing we need to import is BaseModel from Pydantic. So we can say from Pydantic import BaseModel. And we're going to import UUID, which is a universal unique identifier. A UUID is a 128-bit label used for information in computer systems. We're going to be using this universal unique identifier as our ID of our books as our primary key within a list, so when we want to enhance it or create new books, we can now properly distribute each object from one another within the list. We can import UUID from UUID and then importing UUID. And now under app, which is equal to FastAPI, I'm going to create a new class called book. And I'm going to make it extend from BaseModel. We can do this by saying class book, and within the parentheses we can say BaseModel. And now we need to define variables within book. The first thing we can say is we need an ID, which is going to be of type UUID. We also want a title, which is going to be of type string, an author, which is of type string. Maybe we can add description of type string, and then a rating, where a user can validate and rate how good they think the book is, maybe on a scale of 1 to 100. So ID is going to be UUID. The title is going to be a string. The author will also be a string. Description will be a string. And then lastly, rating will be an integer. Now, this is how you create a class using BaseModel as the reference or extending the BaseModel ability to now create an object within Python that's going to be using ID, title, author, description, and rating. And since we are using book and extending BaseModel, it's going to come with automatic validation and data validation, which is going to be extremely helpful as we progress and create APIs that are going to be dealing with books. This wraps up this first lecture on how to create a book using BaseModel, and I will see you in the next video.